Men have been told for eons that they are supposed to be providers and protectors of women. All right. Now, as far as the role of provider, that's kind of self-explanatory to a certain degree. But in this video, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to focus on the role as a protector in a woman's life, because it has become apparent to me that that is something that men are not completely clear on as far as what is expected of them as a protector. Before we jump into that, thank you for clicking on this video. Your presence here is greatly appreciated. All right. If you're not a subscriber yet, I would appreciate it if you click the subscribe button. And if you like the way that this topic is starting off, go ahead and give it a thumbs up right now in this moment. Okay. This topic was brought to me from me speaking with a young lady, right? She's wondering about, the role of this guy in her life as the protector. All right. And it kind of opened up my mind to really, really think and reflect on this, because, some men don't really understand what that even means. Like, am I supposed to be her security guard? Am I supposed to walk around with a MAC-10 at all times to make sure no one tries to hurt her or do anything to her or kidnap her? You know what? Depending on who she is, that could be what she requires. But, for the sake of conversation and the sake of, kind of normalcy, what's more common when a woman is saying that she needs a protector, she's talking about with regard to her heart, her emotions, her mind. You know what I mean? Those are the things that as a woman, we want to have protected. Okay, so I want to start with the mind. How do you protect a woman's mind? Okay, you protect a woman's mind by clearly defining the relationship, by leaving no room for her to doubt or wonder or speculate or ruminate or fascinate or any of those other things that can take her energy in a whole different direction. You clearly define it. Like, this is what we are. All right. It's very important once you define the connection that you're very, very honest about what it is that you're looking to achieve from the connection. All right. Let's say, for example, you tell this woman that the two of you are friends. Okay. You need to get clear on that, because your definition of a friend may be very, very different from her definition of a friend. And it can lead to a lot of confusion. All right. And confusion is one of the things that is counterproductive to what we're trying to achieve here, which is protecting this woman's mind. And it also can work in favor of the man as well, because there are times when a man will tell a woman, okay, we are friends. His definition of a friend is something completely different than hers. She may think, okay, we're friends. That means I'm open to other people. That means that, there's no real expectation of like me being faithful to you or me only seeing you, because we are friends, right? So then when she goes out and she acts on this, the guy could then in turn become offended, because, in his mind, his definition of a friend was something completely different from hers. That's why it's completely important. It's imperative that you're honest and open and on the same page about what this is. All right. So that's defining the relationship. Okay. Now, after you have defined the relationship, another way to really, really, truly protect the woman's mind is by providing reassurance. All right. Letting her know what is expected. And when she is doing the things that you expect, let her know. Let her know that she's doing it right. Let her know that she's on the right track. Because if you don't tell her, how will she know? Right? You can't just leave her wondering and guessing. Again, them women with them active minds, I know I'm guilty of that. She can be somewhere completely different. And it's only because you didn't give her that reassurance. It's something real simple. So the last thing that I wanted to touch on as far as ways to protect a woman's mind is going to illuminate the fact that no two women are the same, right? So whereas for one woman, defining the relationship could be something that could protect her mind, and providing that reassurance could be another way to protect her mind. That might not necessarily be true for the next woman. There could be a woman that really is, comfortable with not putting a label on things, all right? Or not needing as much as reassurance. So that's where it leads me to my third point. You have to know your person. You have to know your person. You have to understand your person. You have to know, what is required to protect that woman's mind, because each woman is an individual, okay? And depending on what she's been through, what her traumas could be, you know what I mean? That is what is going to let you know how to best protect her mind. And that is something that, is developed over time. That's something that is gained and learned over time as you spend more time with this woman, okay? Spending time just being in each other's presence and each other's energy, the more interactions that you have, even the conversations that you have when you're not in each other's presence. Again, it's just something that comes over time to where you will know exactly what is required of your specific person to protect their mind. Before I move on to the next thing that I have on my list of ways to protect a woman, I want you all to do me a favor. If anything that I said up until this point resonated with you, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, all right? To my ladies that are watching, in the comments, okay, if you can think of any other examples of a way that a man can protect you mentally, please leave that. Don't hesitate to leave that in the comments, all right? Because the point here is so that we can be very, very informative with this knowledge, all right? So that men can watch this video and know what is required, what is meant by protect this woman, okay? Okay. The next thing on a woman that requires protection would be her emotions, all right? You want to protect her emotions at all costs. And I believe the most effective way to do this, which is pretty much universal, would be with communication, okay? You would be surprised how many things can be resolved just with communication, okay? We always hear that communication is key, communication is everything, and it is very important, but effective communication is what, is really, really important. Because what good is it for me to be speaking all of these words if you're not understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth? You see what I mean? And that is where it goes back once again to knowing and learning your person, okay? But yeah, you definitely, it's going to take a level of vulnerability as well, okay? To really, truly open up and expose what's in your mind, what your thoughts are, what's in your mind, what's in your heart, what your emotions are. A lot of people don't like to deal with emotions. A lot of people can be really, really emotionally closed off, emotionally distant, because that's when things can become dangerous, okay? Seriously, no one wants their feelings hurt. Nobody wants their emotions played with, okay? So, but it's important to have a successful, happy, thriving relationship, and for each partner, because not just a woman, everybody wants to have their emotions protected, okay? Okay, communication is really going to get you there, okay? Being completely open and honest about what it is that you need and what you want. This is where love languages can even come back in, okay? Letting the person know what is important to you, how you feel, and then being open and receptive to hear what it is that, they need from you as well. It's like a reciprocal thing. It's a reciprocation of emotion. Next on my list for ways to protect the emotions of another, I would say is being honest. Okay, it kind of seems self-explanatory, but maybe not so much. Being honest, being open, letting a person know your honest thoughts, all right? Your honest feelings. Even if sometimes it might be hard, it might be hard. You might feel like you're protecting this person by not being honest. Honesty is always going to get you the result that you want, because you have to think about it like this. If being dishonest with the person is going to keep them close to you, is this really the person you want next to you? You know what I mean? The person has to accept you for all of everything that is really real and true. Okay, so that's why it's important to be honest. I'm speeding this video up now because I just feel the need to kind of wrap it up. All right. So the next thing that is going to protect the emotions of another is being patient enough to understand that none of these things are going to happen overnight. Okay. Let's just say you just got into the relationship. This person is not going to be the perfect fit just like that. Okay. It's going to take time. It's going to take time to build and learn and grow and develop. And as we said, the overall theme, learn your person. You have to learn your person. That is what takes the most time. And you'll always be learning your person. And then when you get into relationships that last long, you're going to relearn your person because, as people, we grow, we learn, we change, we develop. We're supposed to. We're not supposed to just always stay the same. That's why you'll hear people that have been married for years and years and years say that I've loved my wife through all of these seasons, through all of these changes. When I met her, she was this way. Then she grew and she became a mother, right? So then I had to love her as she was a mother. Then she wanted to do this and she got into this career. Then I loved her as a nurse. You know what I mean? You see where I'm going with that? So it's all about being patient and trusting the process and overall committing to it. Because I feel like that is one of the things that we do in today's society more than anything and I can blame social media on it, but we tend to, when things don't feel the way that we feel that they should feel, or they don't fit ideally like we feel that they should, we feel that we have all of these other options, okay? Especially, like I said, social media will give you the idea and the thought, the false idea and the false thought that people are just replaceable like that, which they could possibly be. But how likely is it that you're going to find somebody that is really that perfect fit? You know what I mean? You have to find the person that you feel is best for you, and then you commit to working on it. You commit to not giving up on it. You commit to being patient. You commit to taking your sweet time to learn this person through all of their whatever they are, okay, all of their chaos, all of their confusion, all of their even trauma, because again, a lot of us are kind of jacked up, okay? That doesn't mean that we have to be exempt from love. To some degree, you might, depending on your level of trauma and the level of how much you have started to work through. How much are you even willing to accept? There are people out here that are broken and traumatized and don't know it yet. Okay, those are the people that you really got to watch out for, because they have no accountability. In their mind, they're either like the victim to everything or they're always right to everything. You know what I mean? They don't have a realistic idea of who they truly are and what they need to even work on. So if you were to like ask a person, like, what are your shortcomings? What are some things you'd like to change? If they can't give you no answers to that and they just don't feel like nothing needs to be changed, that could be a red flag. All right. So finally, it's happened to me right in front of my face and I just cannot hide it. Finally, we are at the last point of my list. Y'all know I be sitting still for this long trying to make this video. Y'all know. Anyway, stay focused. You at the end. So finally, the last thing that we're going to discuss that you want to protect on your person is their heart. Okay. Now, how do you protect a person's heart? Number one is with consistency. All right. By consistently doing all of the things that we've talked about, consistently being honest, consistently being patient, consistently striving to learn your person, consistently providing reassurance, and consistently being clear about where you are headed in this relationship, right? That goes all the way back to the beginning where we defined what this is. You know what? There will be times where you have to go back and reassess that, because again, when two people are getting together, you're supposed to be growing, right? So there are times where you come back to the round table and you sit and you discuss the progress, you discuss the things that may need to be changed, things that you don't like, things that you do like. Where are we going next? You know what I mean? You constantly want to set goals and parameters within this connection, because, you know, other than that, that's confirmation. Other than that, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? We're not just going out and spending money and just partying all the dang on time. No, your relationship should be purposeful, right? So what is our purpose? Let's sit down and talk about that. Let's sit down again and reevaluate that. What are we doing that we need to do more of or less of to achieve these goals that we have set for ourselves and each other collectively? All right. So number one, on protecting the heart of somebody that you love or care about or in some type of situationship, relationship, friendship, whatever. How do you protect their heart? With consistency. All right. That is number one. Moving right along to part two of how to protect your person's heart. Okay. It's kind of a two-part thing with supporting their desires and not trying to change them. I feel like that goes hand in hand with each other because you have to recognize that prior to even getting into this connection, your person was an individual, right? And they had self-love. They had all of these things in their heart, all of these things that, their own individual hopes and dreams and desires and aspirations and things that they wanted to achieve. So now that the two of you have gotten together, you can't try to take them out of their element too much. It's more about trying to figure out how the two of you can mesh together, right? Hopefully, whatever is in your heart and whatever is in their heart, it can be some similarities there. You know what I mean? Like, let's say, for example, this is where being evenly yoked comes into play. Let's say, for example, you aspire to be a millionaire, right? That's what you want to do. You've wanted to be a millionaire since you were a kid. You wanted to live like Richie Rich and just have everything all the time. And then you meet someone and that's not their desire. Or let's just say their desire is to, live on a farm. You know what I mean? They want to live the Amish lifestyle. They don't even think that you should have electronics. You shouldn't have a car. We're going to ride in a horse and buggy. Like, you see how that's not going to mesh well? I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants. Opposites sometimes do attract. But, in this situation, how logical and realistic is it that these two people from complete polar opposites are really going to mesh well? If the desires that are in their heart are not similar, they're the complete opposite, right? That's going to cause some conflict. Okay. So you have to be realistic about that and realistic about not trying to change them or throw them off course, because people do get into relationships and lose their identity sometimes. Okay. They can become so engulfed in their person, their partner, and wanting their partner to achieve their dreams that they put their dreams on hold. You hear stories about that all of the time. And it could be men and women, that are affected. You do generally hear more women that sacrifice what they wanted to be with their man and love on their man and nurture their man. But we want to bring a balance to that. Okay. This is what we're talking about. That's why we're having this open discussion. How do you protect your person's heart? You do not try to change them. You do not try to take what was in there before they met you. Okay. If anything, you want to help them cultivate it and see how you can come together to both reach each other's desires that are in your individual hearts. Okay. So last on my list, but certainly not least, on ways to protect the heart of the person that you love and care about is by loving them. Now, y'all knew at some point I was going to bring love into this, right? Because y'all know that I am all about love and I just love, and I am love, and I just appreciate love. And I feel like everybody should get a chance to experience real, genuine, unconditional love. Yeah, absolutely. So a way to protect a person that you care about, protecting their heart, is by loving them. Now, what do I mean by loving them? Pretty much it's doing all of the things that we talked about in this video, okay? From honoring them, honoring their individuality, not trying to change them, being patient with them, really, really learning them, listening to them. You can go on and on and on about love, okay? And that can be a whole nother topic in and of itself, okay? Love languages, that always comes up too. And again, it goes back to learning your person as an individual. But as we know, love is the foundation. I always say love is all you need, okay? And people will say, no, because you need this and you need this and you need this and you can't eat love and all this and that. Okay, but I think that people misunderstand what I say when I mean when I say that all you need is love, because love is the foundation for all of the things we talked about. When you decide to love someone, I do believe love is a decision. Okay, when you make that decision to love someone, that's when all of the other things come into play. That's what gives you the gumption to even deal with all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what even makes you have the patience to have patience for another person. That's what makes you even decide that you want to learn another person. You have to have love. That's the foundation. That's where you build all of this other stuff up from, all right? And people can debate me on that till the cows come home, because I'm going to always stand on that love is truly all you need, because love is the foundation that allows everything else in, all right? I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Whew, I made it. Yay. I made it. We made it. We did it. Hopefully you gained some knowledge, some clarity, some understanding, some entertainment. You gained something, right? This was some form of valuable to you, right? Thank you for checking out this video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's your girl, C Love, the official Tub Talk Girl, formerly the official Tub Talk Girl. I'm going to go through some of those old videos and try to put together some things so that we can have more topics to discuss. But yeah, this is how a man is supposed to protect a woman. These are some of the ways, okay? And again, if you have anything that you'd like to add, I would love to hear your examples in the comments, all right? I will be checking them, all right? Thank you once again. Until I see you again, you remember I love y'all, right? Mwah.